You must have seen the portfolio Kanban if you are familiar with Scaled Agile framework, and you must have seen these examples. There is a diagram which shows something is in a funnel, reviewing, analyzing, backlog, implementing, and done. So here I am exploring some of those ideas, and definitely the scaledagileFramework.com is the resource which you can use. And I'm using those example stages which are represented in the scaledagileFramework.com only to represent portfolio Kanban. Now, what are we trying to do here? So we learned that there is a safe portfolio who is ensuring the strategic alignment in the execution, which is also enabling the agile release train in delivering the desired solutions. If the agile release trains and development value streams are getting impeded by something, the lean portfolio management to support them. And it does the lean portfolio management function with the help of evaluating new initiative under the portfolio Kanban system. So portfolio Kanban system helps them in visualizing and creating a transparent communication tool with the stakeholders, because the key stakeholders are involved at a portfolio level. They always want to have a visibility what is going on, how are we progressing towards our desired portfolio vision. So this portfolio Kanban plays an integrator, transparent communicator role, and also gives us a mechanism to collaborate along those large initiatives, which helps us in achieving the desired strategic initiative. So the first thing here is that, so what is Kanban? It's a visualization. It's a visualization of various large epic initiatives at a portfolio level. That's what the portfolio Kanban is. These stages are representing those initiatives, and at each stage we may have work items, large initiatives which are visualized and maintained here. So at a funnel stage, all the new epic ideas, we use the word epic for large initiative, comes under funnel. So anything which might be a great things to work on. Based on our portfolio roadmap, we generate a lot of epics at a funnel stage. New ideas coming from the program team based on the current execution comes to a funnel stage. Some cost reduction initiative, some new opportunity initiative, whatever we feel can help a solution to grow and achieve their strategic objective, they comes at a funnel stage. Now, once we have, it can be done periodically, it can be done just in time basis. We maintain some amount of work in progress for the later stages to ensure that not many initiatives are stuck in between. So based on our work in progress limit, so we apply a work in progress limit. Whenever we have a capacity available, we pick up. So who picks up? We use a word epic owner. So epic owner could be a business stakeholder who might want it to evaluate and work on that particular epic to support the lean portfolio management in decision making. The epic owners could be coming from product management space, where the product manager who might be working at a particular agile release train, but might be facilitating, elaborating, refining an epic as an epic owner. So epic owner, you can say, is a moving role, and whoever is picking that particular initiative, you may have a designated people in your a loan portfolio, if you take that particular example, who work as an epic owner, and they are the one who do review, analysis, as well as further elaboration of that epic, which supports the overall decision making. Should we go ahead with this epic or not? So first level of reviewing happen when we bring this epic in a review stage. Depending upon how many epics are already in a review stage, we want to make sure that the current ones are moving next. That's why we are picking up new epics. So here the epic owner first get attached to the particular epic. The epic owner refine the epic hypothesis statement, facilitate some amount of estimation for the returns as well as for investment, and also help us in prioritizing epics which are there at a reviewing stage, like which one seems to be more promising, should be going at a next level. So we have that stage, which is, you can say, a first level refinement of epic is happening, and based on the work in progress limits identified. Once this is done, and then when we have a next level of say slot available, means something has moved next, the second stage of analysis starts coming in, and we call it analyzing. So this is the final stage of putting up information so that the stakeholder can take a call on going ahead or not going ahead with that particular epic. And in your initiative or safe implementation, you may have more stages. It's just a simple representation. I have seen in some of the client stages where they have 3-4 stages before the decision for going ahead can be taken. But here we are working on a simple example. We can say the epic will move to an analyzing stage. Here you start looking and thinking about solutions. So epic, how are we going to, which particular solution may get impacted? What are the possible alternatives? Do we have an outsourcing option? Do we need to do everything in-house? So the solution alternative starts coming into the picture. The estimation gets further refined. And we also start adding 2 important things here, a MVP part in the epic and also something called lean business case. Yeah, so these things are something. So lean business case gives us a financial understanding of, is it a good thing to invest on or not? So some amount of estimation and detailed analysis of that comes into a lean business case. The minimum viable product part of that epic is that you can say a small piece, stage 1 of that epic, which should be implemented first to know, are we really going in a right direction? So validating the assumptions which might be made in the epic. So epic will have their assumptions related to the returns, and those assumptions, especially if you are in a very new area, those assumptions need to be validated before we invest more or we implement the whole epic. And that portion which will help us in identifying, are we going in a right direction, with the help of some like concrete data. It's not like the review is stakeholders are saying, yes, we are going right, but something which we put in front of customers, and we have some feedbacks coming from that space, which helps us in identifying, are we going right or wrong? So that piece has to be identified. Yeah. So if I have a big initiative, I want to identify this is the smallest piece. And in the lean business case, I need to estimate the cost related to small piece as well as the big piece. Yeah. So when the stakeholders are looking at, they also know how long or how much investment we have to do before we will know more about the feasibility of this particular business idea or the reality of this particular business idea, or some level of data should be coming in. So that piece, the amount of money you spend in MVP is also a decision-making point, because if the MVP itself is very costly, the stakeholder might be little concerned about that particular initiative. So for each epic at an analyzing stage, we identify the lean business case, we identify the minimum viable part of that particular epic. Now, based on these lean business case and minimum viable product piece of that particular epic, the epic may get go ahead, yeah, or may get dropped. Yeah, so if get dropped, it's out of the portfolio Kanban thing. So the epics which are approved by lean portfolio management, we use a lean portfolio LPM as a group, comes and stores in portfolio backlog. So though there is no explicit WIP limits for portfolio backlog, but we should keep the portfolio backlog also under some limit, so it not end up becoming a long queue and start blocking our agility. So we can say that you may have some understanding of how many items can be at a waiting stage at a portfolio backlog level based on the things which are going on and the capacity you have for execution. And based on that, you may put your portfolio epic after the approval. Good place for staying epic in a waiting stage is a funnel stage, because funnel stage is the place where we have a less investment. So that's a good place to keep the epics till the time we are not ready to take those things. And that's how we also balance capacity with demand, because the portfolio backlog should be sufficient enough, which can be implemented with the capacity which we have in a given portfolio. So we put that particular portfolio epic into the portfolio backlog, and that is where the evaluation and approval process in a way gets completed. Now the implementation should start. So this piece is something you can say is a view which is coming based on the PI level execution. So under the implementing stage, some agile release trains are working on that particular epic. If the epic has moved to implementing stage, means the epic got refined into the features and the feature-based development is happening. And that's the whole idea which we are moved to. So that's the MVP and implementing stage of the epic. So usually based on what the current agile release trains are doing, sometimes they have a capacity available, they may want to take an epic. Sometimes you may want to review what the agile release trains are doing. So periodically portfolio group will have a review where they see what is happening inside the agile release train and what kind of a new initiative we are getting. And they make their prioritization and adjustment. And based on that, the particular epic get moved to a given agile release train. There is a possibility the one epic may get like split it into or two agile release train or three agile release trains might be working on that particular epic in parallel. So epic may get implemented with the help of multiple agile release trains. So based on the reviews, based on what the agile release trains are doing now, so you may have a portfolio strategic review where they are seeing what is in the queue and what is in the execution. And based on that, they decide that, okay, these are the epics this agile release train probably should be working on. So since this kind of a decision can change the program roadmap and the upcoming PI planning meeting, so usually such kind of input should be given ahead in time, say at least 1.5 months ahead of coming PI planning meeting, so that program teams can come up with the readiness, so that during the PI planning meeting, things can be understood by the agile release train. There is a possibility that initially some percentage of agile release train capacity get allocated to a new epic for an exploration and MVP part of it. Once the MVP part starts moving good, then only the rest of the capacity get allocated. And that is what we are showing in the next stages. So first, the epic will move to an under the implementation stage in the MVP area, where the portion which is good enough to validate hypotheses get developed. And then critical review is expected to happen based on what we have learned, what all assumptions folk found true. And if it is not looking promising, there is a possibility epic may go out here only. So it's like this, that the MVP portion might be just 2% of that particular whole epic. We develop that particular 2%, we put into the production space, observe the results. And if the results were not promising, we may decide to drop that MVP there only. There is a possibility it requires a modification. If it requires a modification, we may add a new epic here. Yeah, so that epic is out and modified epic may get added in a funnel stage. There could be a happy path where the assumptions found true, and then you move this epic to a preserve stage, which means the rest of the piece means the epic has moved out of MVP stage. And now the rest of the development with the incremental development, with the help of incrementally developing feature is happening when the epic is moved to a preserve stage. And once you can say periodically lean portfolio management reviews are happening. They are looking at the queue. They are looking at epics which are at MVP stage. They are looking at MVP, the epics which are at a preserve stage, and what kind of a products are there in our customer space. There is always feedback, because it's not like that epic will only get delivered at the end. Incrementally, as you are developing set of features based on the business understanding, you keep releasing those set of features. So when portfolio review is happening and you may realize that we are done, yeah, it's enough, this is good enough, we may move that particular epic in a done stage. So when you are moving a particular epic in a done stage, at that point in time, it might have some child features also, which might be decided not to continue further, or there could be some rudimentary cleanup work which might need to be done. And after that, the LPM may think that this is not required any more attention from us. And that is also a very big difference between project way of working and epic or this way of working. It's not like the requirements were given in the epics, and when all the requirement gets over, then the epic gets over. So it will be not fair to assume that. We can say the business initiative goals were given in the epic. Those goals and initiative incrementally got explored with the help of features. And when we realized we are good with what we have achieved, or there is no use of pursuing this goal further because of whatever reason, or we have achieved enough, we move that particular epic into done and we release that particular capacity so that new initiative can come there. So this is how the whole process keeps going. And as you can see, these reviews will impact, the participative budgeting will also have an impact on this review process, or they are interlinked. And these kind of the movement of epics and dropping of epics will also impact the solution roadmap and later on the indirectly the portfolio roadmap. So all these things are interconnected. And as you can see, this is interconnected with our PI execution as well. So whatever we are developing in the program increments, we are putting into the customer space, we are learning from it. And this is how the feedback is coming to a portfolio Kanban level, the strategic review is happening. And based on the market input, strategic themes, we may also decide to move some in the other direction. And that's how the integration of lean portfolio management and the agile release train brings the bigger amount of agility for an organization, because now your budgets and strategic is also agile. Yeah. So this is all I wanted to share about portfolio Kanban.